Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. I am HollyLynora, and in today's video I am going to give you a list of things that I personally think you don't need if you are just now joining us in the beauty game. You can walk into Sephora or Ulta and there are so many products, so many things that you feel like you need to buy because you've seen your favorite YouTuber use it or you've read about it in a magazine. But if you are just starting out, let me narrow that list for you and let's just get your basics in order before we start jumping off into the extra things that you don't truly need to be good at makeup. Before we dive in, please subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, hit the thumbs up button, and let's get started. I do want to put in a disclaimer. The products that I have in front of me, I love, I use. I am not saying these are products that I don't like. I am just saying if you're beginning, let me help you on your budget and on the frustration that comes with learning the process of makeup and how to get that flawless skin, the beautiful eyeshadow. You've got to start small and learn and work your way up. So I am not saying don't ever buy these products, that I don't like these products. I'm just helping you narrow that list, narrow down the confusion a little bit, and knock out some of those things that are more of a luxury or harder to learn if you're just beginning. First up, and this was hard for me to pick, I love this stuff, I use this stuff every single day, primer. Not this one in particular, of course, all primers. I honestly think if you start with a clean canvas and a good moisturizer, you will be just fine. You don't need to go out and buy a primer. Do I love primer? Yes. Do I use it all the time? Yes. But it is not a necessity if you are just starting out. At this point, it's just adding on to your makeup expenses and you can learn how to do excellent makeup without the primer. Next up, getting all the different kinds of foundation that is out there. You don't need a matte and a dewy and a skin tint and a full coverage, and you don't need all that. Learn your skin, figure out what look you're trying to get into. If you want a matte look, if you feel like you'll like the dewy luminous look, if you feel like you want barely any coverage, figure that out first and then go buy your foundation. I think for a starter, this Wet n Wild Photo Focus is absolutely fabulous. I have it on my face right now. This has been something I just automatically reach for, and it is $6. It is a great foundation if you're just starting out. Whew, this was a hard one too. The Beauty Blender. Not because I don't like this product. I love my beauty blenders. I use them all the time, but they are $20 a pop. Let's think, if you're just beginning, do you really want to go out and spend hundreds just to get back home and be confused on what to use first? When do you? No. Let's cut this out of your budget. Go to the dollar store, Walmart, and get one of those big packs of the makeup wedges. That's going to cost you a few bucks. Learn to work with those. Figure out if you like even working with those. And then go and splurge on a $20, let's be real, sponge. You may realize that you don't even like using the sponge. You might prefer using a foundation brush to apply. What you need to do as a starter is figure all things out before you go and start splurging on a bunch of different stuff. There are quite a few things in my beauty collection that I don't use. Maybe I should do a declutter video. And next on the list of things that you do not necessarily need as a beginner, all the sprays that add luminosity and spray me and I'll make you dewy, spray me and I'll make you matte. Don't do that. If you know what kind of skin you're looking for at the end result of your makeup, just buy that type of foundation. This is such an extra product. I love it. I use it all the time, as you can see. But I would not suggest it to someone who's just starting out in beauty. Next up, gosh, I hate doing this. The creams. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Wand Contouring Stick, and this is Huda Beauty's Tantour Contouring Cream. I love these products. I truly, truly do. But they are a little bit more tough to work with if you're just starting out, and they can really, really frustrate you. And I don't want you to get frustrated trying to learn the process of makeup and then just giving up. Start with just a powder. This is from Morphe. She was inexpensive. I believe she was $10, $12, and this just launched. You know, she wasn't on clearance or anything. Start with something simple, a basic bronzer. You can use this to contour. And powder seems to go on smoother and easier as opposed to putting on the cream, buffing it out. A lot of times if you do it wrong, it can turn out patchy. It can look smeary and smudgy. This goes on much easier, especially if you're a beginner. Just get one bronzer. You don't need a bronzer and a cream contour. I'm telling you, just stick to one good shade bronzer that matches your skin. You will thank me later. Eyeshadow primer. Once again, I love this stuff, but if we're cutting things out of the budget, don't want you to go and spend hundreds of dollars on beauty supplies when you're just starting out. We can X this out right away. It's not a necessity. Lip liners. This is so hard. Let me just reiterate, I'm not saying don't ever buy these. I'm just saying as a beginner, you don't need this stuff. Lip liners. They do help guide you when you're putting on lipstick. You can use the lip liner color to create an ombre effect, but those are more advanced steps. If you're just starting out and you want to cut a couple things out to make your shopping cart a little less high dollar, just cut out the lip liner. It is not a necessity. You don't need that to learn great makeup skills. That's something that you should get when you're feeling a little more comfortable with your first routine that you've started. Cream blushes. Just like the cream contours, they're a little more complicated. Not much, but the powder products work just as well. Your cream stuff is more of a luxury to have. Stick with the powdered blushes and bronzers. It'll be just fine and it will come out looking just the same. Eyelash primer. Once again, you don't need this in your makeup kit to become expert level at makeup. So let's just go ahead and throw out eyelash primer. Liquid eyeliner. It is fun, it looks beautiful if you know how to apply it right. But if you do not, you have just ruined your base, your eyeshadow. You don't need this. Let's learn to work with a pencil liner first, and then we will go on to the more advanced liquid eyeliner. Eyeshadow toppers. These are from Natasha Denona. She is a very bougie brand, but I love Natasha Denona. All her products are gorgeous. This is an eyeshadow topper. It looks like this. It is beautiful. It's got shimmer, and it looks great on your lid, but you can achieve that look with a basic eyeshadow palette that has a couple shimmers in there and buy an eyeshadow topper. This is extra. Let's cut that out of the budget. Cream eyeshadows. These are beautiful. I love playing with these. I think they are fun, and if you know how to put them on correctly, they look wonderful. They look beautiful. But if you don't, once again, it can lead to a hot mess and you've just ruined your base, and now you're getting frustrated because now you have to start over. We don't want you to get frustrated with makeup. So let's just X these out right now, and we're gonna stick with the powdered shadows. This next product, I really thought hard about, but this, once again, is my personal opinion. Take it or leave it. Feelings aren't hurt. The eyelash curler. Personally, I think you can make your lashes look just as voluminous and beautiful without this eyelash curler. Do they work? Of course, but I don't think you need this to become expert at applying your makeup. So we will X-nay this one, which brings me to my next one. The falsies. We all know and love false lashes. I think they are beautiful. I think they're so fun. I have some on my eyes right now, but they can be a pain in the rear if you do not know how to apply them. If you don't know how to work the glue, if you don't know that you need to wait before applying them after you've applied the glue to get the glue feeling tacky. It's more than just glue and on. And that's another thing where that's one of the last steps that you're going to be taking in your makeup routine, and if you mess that up, you have messed up your whole eyeshadow look, which is always such a bummer. Whew. eyeshadow. These guys, this is the Morphe Icy Fantasy. This is Jaclyn Hill's palette, volume 2. This is Pat McGrath's palette. I love all these palettes. I love all these palettes. But as a beginner, I would not recommend these. And let me tell you why. Morphe, they are inexpensive. Their quality is fabulous. But as a beginner, do you really know how to work these colors? They're colors that are a little bit more complicated to work onto your eyes, to know your skin tone, to know which colors go where. As a beginner, I would totally start with neutral shades. You can get beautiful neutral shades. I love a neutral look. They have shimmers and glitters and mattes, all kinds of shadows in neutral shades. I just wouldn't suggest all the bright, pastel-y, spring colors for a beginner. Jaclyn Hill's, same thing. These are very bold, out there colors. They're fun colors. Don't get me wrong. They are just not very beginner friendly. And for my reasoning behind not recommending this Pat McGrath palette, I've got a lot of Pat McGrath palettes. I think they are stunning. They're great collector items. And the most obvious reason I would not suggest this to a beginner, they're $120 a pop. Yeah, you heard me right, $120. And you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shades. And I'll show you, these are beautiful. Look at that green. I cannot wait to wear this, to do a little holiday look with this when the time comes. We have a while, but this palette, just the price range itself is up there. I'm not going to tell you to go and buy a Pat McGrath palette if you are just starting out. When you get a little more advanced and you have a little room in your budget, oh my gosh, by all means, you get your palette, I'll get mine, and we'll chat all night. But as a beginner, I would not recommend this to start. Setting sprays. I use setting sprays. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I use all these products. But if you are starting out, this is not something that you need to become expert or to advance in the next level of your makeup game. You do not need this. It is an extra, it's a luxury to have. Save your money, wait till you get more comfortable in your makeup routine, and then go and buy a setting spray. So with all that said, I will tell you what you should go buy. I'm not saying go buy the most expensive of everything I mentioned. Please don't do that. Unless you just have it all in your budget, then great. That is wonderful. You're going to have a blast. But you're going to have fun with the drugstore products too. Like I mentioned before, this Wet n Wild foundation is a wonderful starter foundation. I think a good concealer is something that you need to have. This is drugstore. This is CoverGirl. She works beautifully, stays put. Setting powder, this is the Coty Airspun. I'll go ahead and admit I don't like the smell, and it comes with a, and it comes with this little guy to apply it. I don't use that. I tried it once and it was a no-go, but the powder works wonderfully, flawlessly. You will not regret buying this unless you don't like strong smells. Then stay away. I think you should get a good blush. Morphe, you have options. They have this one, and then they have a warm blush palette. You can test out the different colors and learn what looks best on your skin, what makes you feel the sexiest, the prettiest, whatever you're on the hunt for. You have a selection to choose from. Totally recommend the Morphe palettes. You need a good bronzer. This one, like I showed you from Morphe, is a perfect starter bronzer. Comes in different shades. You need a good eyeshadow palette. And yes, I say palette. Go ahead and get a palette where you have a bunch of different colors to choose from. You can practice, you can learn to work with your mattes and your shimmers, pressed glitters even. Tati Beauty has a palette out. It's the Textured Neutrals Volume 1. I have that one somewhere. I won't go get it, but that's a beautiful palette. She's on my eyelids right now. This palette is from Morphe. This is their Fall into Frost palette. It is beautiful. These are there's so many neutrals and other colors mixed in that aren't boring. Not calling neutrals boring, but compared to other colors, let's be real. This is a great starter palette. You've got mattes, you've got shimmers, you've got crease shades, or AKA transition shades. You've got shades that you can put on the center of the lid. You can still produce a beautiful eyeshadow look with this inexpensive Morphe palette. This palette is Juvia's Place. I picked this one because of the colors. They're great. This is inexpensive. I got this from I got this from Ulta Beauty. This is a great one to start out with. I would probably recommend the Morphe one over this one because you have more options, but this is still a good one to choose if you are just starting out. If you have a little wiggle room in your budget, the Naked palettes from Urban Decay. I have the Naked Original, Naked 2, Naked 3. I have the Naked Smoky Eye. You've got so many options. This is a new one. I haven't even used this yet because they went on sale and I bought backups, and I bought my mom one and my sister one. We love the Naked palettes. They come with a little brush, and you have these gorgeous colors. Those are beautiful. I believe this palette runs for $54. Maybe this one's still on sale. I'm not 100% sure. But as you can see, you've got so many neutrals. You can even do a smoky eye, and that's all in one palette. I would totally recommend this if you're a beginner and you have a little bit of wiggle room in your budget. This is Morphe's Kiss List. As you can see, I took one out already. I got this on Morphe's website. It was on clearance for $14. And it comes with mattes, and you get a shimmer, and you get a glossy shade. Clearly, I have one out. I reach for these all the time. I do keep things in their packages just so they stand out more to me, and I can pick it out quicker than if I were to take these out and have them combined with all my other lipsticks. So that's why I do that. This is a great palette to test out some shades, figure out what looks good on your lips, what makes you feel the best. And for eyebrows, I would not suggest going and getting the biggest eyebrow kit that you can possibly find. Get an eyebrow pencil, a spoolie, which most of the eyebrow pencils that I have a spoolie on one end and a pencil on the other, so that works out great, and then maybe a pair of tweezers. Also, you can go to Walmart or Target or even the dollar store and find makeup brushes for cheap. You can also do the makeup wedges that I was talking about. I'm telling you this because as a beginner, I feel like what you should be focused on right now is learning your groove. Everybody's skin is different. Everybody wants a different look. Everybody does makeup differently. So I can tell you the basics like I did in my videos that I posted the other day. I've got a Makeup 101 Part 1 and 2. Be sure to go check those out. But now I am telling you, if you are starting out, don't go overwhelm yourself with a buggy full of things that you don't really know how to use, that you're not sure if you're gonna like. Then you're just gonna get frustrated with the whole makeup game, and we don't want you to quit. You need to find your groove first, get your base perfected, get an eyeshadow look perfected, learn what you like, what you don't like, and then move on to the extra beauty blenders, setting sprays, primers, eyeshadow toppers. I based this whole list off of when I was getting into the makeup game, and I made the mistake of buy because this YouTuber wears it, so-and-so has it, and then I got it, and of course it did not look the same on me. I really didn't even know what I was doing. Get in a groove first, master putting on your base, master sculpting that face and smoking out those eyes, and then work your way up to the more expensive, the more extra things. All right, guys, that sums it up. Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, let me reiterate, that is just my opinion on what you should start out with if you are a beginner. Just trying to help you cut some things out of your budget, make it a little less overwhelming for you. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.